errors. And you'll notice the three options here for your filters. You have real errors, you have warnings, and you have comments that you can make, logs. So those are going to be the ones that we'll look at in case there are issues with it. So let's go ahead and go over to our magic orb. Now inside the magic orb, remember, if we go over here and we check it out, one of the things we're going to notice is that we have now, magic orb now has options inside of here, inside the inspector. So this is part of our public variables. All the public variables we declare, we have available to use. So let's go ahead and inside of here, let's go ahead and add what it's looking for. There's an audio hit. Now we have audio hit over here, magic orb hit and shoot. You can left click and drag it onto here, or you can click the little load button, the little open option right there. If you click on it, you'll be given a list. The list is going to be similar to this, where you'll be able to say, well, I want to do, the one I selected was audio hit, so I'm going to say magic orb hit. You can then click on the audio shoot, and you can say magic orb shoot. And then the particle, we have no particle right now, and that's okay because we're going to put one in a little bit later. But we do have these properties in right now, so let's go ahead and hit play. Now if we push play, one of the things to take note of is if we try doing something, we don't hear anything at the moment. So let's go ahead and go back out of play. If we want to actually hear the audio and we want to be able to use the audio, we need to go back into the code side. So let's go back into our code and let's make sure we actually add the right elements to it here. So we know that the moment we create the bullet shooting, that we're going to have a shoot audio sound playing with it. So let's go ahead and actually add an audio element to this so that we can hear it while it shoots. So in order to get this, we're just going to say this. Now this is referring to this object. So the object that is assigned with a magic orb, the game object. And we're going to say get component. Now get component is going to be, it's one of those things that we're just going to type for now, but just know that part of the get component, when it comes to get component, is saying get the component of an object. So just as a quick note, these are all components, each one of these. So when it comes to saying what component am I trying to get, I'm going to get an audio source component, and the audio source component has the ability to do a play one shot. That means it's going to play an audio clip. Well, we have an audio clip right here, so we're going to use the one that says audio hit. Alright, so if we play the audio hit, actually not the hit, but the audio shoot, let's make sure we got this right. It's the first thing that happens is it shoots, so we're going to get the component to play the audio source, play a one-shot audio shoot. So I'm going to save this. We'll go back into Unity here, let it compile. Alright, so once it compiles, we'll go ahead and push play. When you push play, what's going to happen is an error is going to pop up because what it's going to be trying to do is say play the audio file. So let's go ahead and let it load. It's going to take just a second before it gets loaded and gets caught up here. Alright, so now we went to a error. So if you notice, we go into game mode, but we don't actually have something working. We don't hear the actual audio shooting. If you notice, it says missing component exception. So it's missing a component exception. So it's saying there's not a component on here. Well, let's keep reading here. What component's missing? It says there is no audio source attached to the magic orb game object. But the script is trying to access it. So if you remember, we used the get component audio source. So we were calling up the audio source component, but if you notice, there isn't an audio source component over here. So it even tells you what you should do is you probably need to add a audio source to the game object magic orb. So if you read your errors, there's a really good chance that it's going to give you a pretty close guess as to what it is that's being required. So over here, we can either go to add component and we could type in audio source. We could go up to the component on the menu bar and go down to the audio, and we could choose audio source. So let's go ahead and push stop on our play button. We'll go to component, we'll do audio source. So now the magic orb now has the audio source included with it. And now if I actually will clear out this one, we'll press play again. So now you heard this audio sound go through. Now we know that it's working for us. Alright, so that allows us to make sure that when the moment it starts, when the object gets created, it plays that shooting sound for us. Alright, so then this audio source has to be on the object if we want to call a sound up on it. The camera has an audio listener, which allows it to be heard by the camera in the scene. Alright, so let's go ahead and save where we're at on this part. Let's go back into the code side. And inside the code, we're going to do one more element here. We want to move the object. So we're going to do a void, and we're going to do the update. If you remember, we had the update from before. Well, instead of placing code directly in the update, we're going to create a method, and then we're going to place that inside of the update. Alright, so mainly when we're doing this part of it, you just kind of want to follow along. Again, this isn't an in-depth look as to how to code, but more about just following the coding process, looking at it, copying it, getting comfortable with typing and typing the words with it. We're going to do something like this. Let's see, actually we're going to do, instead of starting off with a check on it, let's just move the object straight. So we're just going to say transform. So this object has a transform on it, and the transform, we're going to do something called translate. Now, translate means that we're going to move the object not from position to position, but we're going to actually move the object across a direction. So we're going to say that it's going to move, there's an X, Y, and Z coordinate. The X and Y up and down, left and right. The Z is going to be depth, it's going to be forward. So we're going to actually use our speed variable up here. So the speed that we have right here, which is moving at 5, we're going to say speed. And speed, what we're going to do is go ahead and multiply speed by time dot delta time. Delta time we'll look into, we'll explain it next time so you can understand why we use a delta time versus just regular speed. But for now, let's go ahead and just type in this transform translate, and then we're going to make sure that it moves based in a forward direction. Now, in order to make sure move object is actually going to be used, we'll place move object up inside the update. Remember, the update is going to be constantly updating. This is a loop right here for Unity. So it's going to be calling this constantly, which means the moment you push play, this object is going to be moving at a Z depth moving forward. So if we go ahead and save this, if we go back into Unity now if we push play, once it gets done compiling, we'll push play, we'll hear the audio sound, and notice the object moving. So if we go to our scene tab, let's check it out here. So that one still moving. There it goes. Alright. So that's going to be the basic process, basic setup for being able to make the object, make it move in a direction, forward direction, and be able to play a sound with it.